Alright guys, Kremp again today. Hope you're doing well and enjoying your day so far. The $100,000 set of Zoo tournaments is concluded last night in potentially a rather surprising fashion. Team Shotzzy gets the win, but there was two arguably big standout players of the tournament, none other than the two of the OpTic boys, Shotzzy and Dashy himself, knocking out Dashy effectively single-handedly, the super team that was largely expected to go through to win this event, but it's not like Shotzzy's been playing slow at all either. Lots of big storyline to get into today. Very much interested in your thoughts in the comments below. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new, as always, I greatly appreciate it. Plenty to talk about. Rokkr, they finally confirmed their new roster yesterday and also their new logo. Now, it's basically the same as the old logo, but as you can tell, they now have these red accents basically taken over from the G2 Esports logo. I don't know if this year will turn out to be some sort of a transition, but look, we know that Cloud9, they would love to not be able, well, at least I assume, they'd love to not be able to use New York in their name if they could. Same for OpTic, right? I don't think they would prefer to be OpTic Texas. They would prefer to be OpTic Gaming if they could, but that's not the way the league currently is. G2 probably feels similarly. They now own, partnered with whatever, the Rokkr. They would probably like just to be G2 Esports, and we're starting to see those kind of trends come into their branding here. So whether that's ever going to be a possibility that next year the league says, all right, the city-based stuff, we don't really need it anymore, we're going to, go away. Especially when this year the major tournament is set to be in Barcelona, where there is no home team, right? Toronto are hosting the event there, we believe, but it's going to be in Barcelona. So, okay, the Spanish teams are going to be favoured, but it's not in a home city. It then goes Fort Lauderdale, which is kind of Miami, where the Heretics are from, but not quite. Dallas, fair enough, for OpTic. Then Chicago is the rumour, and there's no team in Chicago anymore either. So it's like, if the tournaments aren't even being ran in the cities that these teams are supposed to represent, do we even need the city stuff anymore? You guys know my opinion on that. But anyway, Rokkr are kind of redoing their branding to some degree. I think it looks kind of nice, actually, to integrate the G2 stuff into that. But this is the confirmation on their new team. So this is their roster. When this roster was initially rumoured, it was pretty controversial because I think aBeZy was initially linked over here. There was talk about Hook, there was talk about some others, but I do like some of the direction they've gone with here. I'm not fully convinced in the team, but I think they could have done a worse job, hypothetically. I think the Geo pickup and the Nero pickup is pretty nice, right? Both guys did a great job on the Vegas team last season. Geo, especially as a rookie, I thought makes a lot of sense to keep him around. The Nero pickup as well. He's going to be a volatile player, right? Some games he's going to throw it away, at some games he's going to capitalise, but of all the SMG options that have upside, Nero's definitely one to get. The Estriel pickup I like as well, right? I mean, bringing Estriel in alongside Geo, and obviously Nero, right? Estriel had a good season last year on the Gorillas, was in the conversation to be potentially Rookie of the Year, right? Given what he did and Los Angeles Gorillas did at the 4th major as season, getting top 3 and qualifying for the World Championship, and Estriel was probably Gorillas' best player last year on LAN, and on paper, Estriel Nero, there's definitely some upside there. I'm interested to see how much Estriel can do of like a slaying job that he might be required to do this season. The big question, I guess, is, well, there's two questions to me. The Paulex pickup is interesting. Definitely he had a great year again, Paulex in Challengers last year. He was a player, let's not forget, that Kremp gave lots of credit to when the subliners turned around their roster heavily during 2022 in Vanguard. So definitely want to give Paulex his flowers, and he played well in Challengers last year. A player, you could argue is deserving of getting another chance. If it doesn't work out here, that's probably going to be it for Paul, and he has had a bit of a controversial history with some players. The big debate, I guess, for me is as Clayster hits the replies with, because, Clay was linked to this team briefly. I think they were talking about either Clay and Geo on the ARs, or Paulex and aBeZy on the ARs. They eventually went for a mix and match between the two and went for Paulex and Geo, but I think Clay will be looking at this team thinking, is there really any leadership there? Estriel's brand new, Geo's pretty much brand new, both rookies. Nero's been around a few years now, but it's not like he's a veteran, and Paulex has only had a couple of titles either. So it's, they might be good early on, but I don't know if they'll be able to maintain that success. They don't, have the leadership, as far as I'm concerned, to maybe go a long way. Would Clay have been a better option? Not necessarily, but it would have been something interesting there to consider. Quickly on Los Angeles Thieves, if you guys are based in Dallas, or if you guys want to move to Dallas and work for Thieves, which I'm sure many of you guys would be down to do, obviously you're going to need some credentials credentials for this job, but still thought I'd mention it. So Thieves are looking for a team manager, of course. Well, the general manager Novus, he's departed the organisation, moving himself back to Toronto, where he lived previously, and therefore they're looking for somebody else in Dallas to be a team manager. So I don't really know what they'd want you to do precisely. I guess make sure Scrappy wakes up on time and cook them breakfast, I don't know. But speaking of Scrappy, let's talk about the $50,000 tournament that concluded yesterday. There have been, I mean, this game is full of world stars, right? Just the way the game is designed, the skill gap is, yeah, there are some things that maybe aren't optimal, but as far as I'm concerned, the skill gap on this game is higher than we've seen for a little bit of time. And honestly, watching the hypothetical best players play has been quite the experience. I mean, Simp, Shotzzy, Dashy, Scrappy, you know, among others. Just when you watch their POVs, it looks kind of HyDra as well. It comes to mind, right? There's plenty of players that my feeling is watching this tournament and watching some of the clips over the last few days has been like, wow, if last year was pretty top heavy in terms of the best teams being the best, this year should definitely be the same story. Certainly on an individual level, it feels like the players that are like a level above in terms of pure skill and fundamentals, they're going to be even better at this game relative to the competition than they were before. So definitely a few clips to share for you guys here over the coming minutes. But I mean, the tournament was fascinating. Simp was on the team, the God Squad with CleanX, Scrappy and Cellium. On paper, these guys looked like they were going to be very difficult to stop. This was a hilarious moment, by the way, when Scrappy, I think he basically was lagging this whole map. He had packet loss the entire time, weren't happy about it. And Scrap punches his camera, as you guys can see on the right-hand side of him. He goes to punch it, and then, of course, because of the delay, he punches the camera, and then, you know, half a second before he actually punches it, the camera pauses. So that was entertaining. But eventually they go down, and the man that took down the on-paper super team pretty much single-handedly was this man Dashy, who had an unbelievable series, including a phenomenal Game 5 performance. I will say as well, this map almost seems tailor-made for Dashy here on Protocol. The way that it's laid out is just perfect for the way that Dashy likes to play the game, I think. Might not be the best competitive map ever, but you know, when you watch it be played with the way that the angles work out and like the headshot angles and stuff, it's just perfect for Dashy's AR style. Look at him go, just sliding into the hill, popping pieces. This is a Dashy unleashed maybe on some level. We did talk about it after winning the World Championship, whether Dashy would level up or level down. I think one of the two is likely to happen. Either Dashy says, oh, well, you know, I've achieved the goal now, I'm now World Champion. Do I need to commit 110% to, you know, achieve the accolades that everyone was doubting that I could win? But now he has won, of course, and of course that question has now been put to bed. Or will it be the other way around, which I feel like is slightly more likely, where Dashy is freed up by the lack of pressure, you know? No one could really say anything to Dashy now because, you know, he's got the accolades to back it up. He's a world champion. Not many Call of Duty players can ever say that. So arguably, Dashy could be free to, you know, play with, you know, in the way that he wants to play, and that may involve just slaying absolutely everyone off the face of the earth. And that's pretty much what happened last night. So a couple of clips to share for you guys, and shout out aBeZy Mack, by the way, who, as far as I'm concerned, might be up there with Kremp as the greatest ever. Like, this guy was getting in the lobbies yesterday because right now you can't see the scoreboard at the end of the maps. You have to literally be in the lobby and Codcaster to see it. So he got himself in the lobby, the pros were in agreement, and for the final few matches of the tournament, we have all the stats here, which is just great stuff. So Austin killing it as always. But yeah, this was a big series here where the Shotzzy, Lucky, Kremp and Beans team takes down Team Cellium 3-1 in the end, so they drop down to the losers bracket. We then saw Team HyDra, right? So this, of course, was Envoy, HyDra, Vivid and Abuzah's team. They went down pretty comfortably in the end to aBeZy's team. That was Dashy and co. Dashy drops 104, aBeZy drops 111. Then, of course, the losers finals go down when Team Cellium, the God Squad, played Dashy's team. And have a look at this, right? I mean, the KD is 1.3 for Cell, 1.2 for Simp, 1.1 for Scrap. CleanX was positive too. Lynz and Awakening were big time in the negative, but they still won the series, largely because Dashy was absolutely cooking. In Game 5, Dashy went 14-4 to basically just single-handedly take over.
Ritz bites, bro. Those peanut ones are fucking insane.
Those doing it.
Simp just doing Simp things.
Big two-piece
I'm
there.
thinking about... That was aggressive, I apologize.
You think you could tell me? I wish I knew. I think it could be a number of things.
Hold on.
Yo, Simp is going crazy right now.
Really? Because Ken is shitting. Never mind, he's dead.
I don't know if it's because Simp is shooting so straight, but for some reason, for the first time in Black Ops 6 history in my career, I kind of want to run a diamond camo.
No way.
Over your dark matter?
This diamond jackal looks
Everyone's got
appetizing.
But
I know, but
Oh my god.
Oh my god, yeah. No, hold on. I think it's the 14th.
Damn, the day Warzone comes out? That's tough.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Okay, Seth, don't worry, you weren't invited, so don't give me the big yeah.
Yeah, no, I was kind of waiting for my invite there, and I didn't receive it.
Mine must have also been lost right there, but it's cool.
So both of you guys are gonna fly to LA? Guys, everybody quiet down. Scrappy's having bad. We know.
Oh my god! Oh my! I don't golf.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
I get to cheer for him this year. He's on my team.
They're actually twisted too. They're actually fucking turned. Their team is fucking turned, bro.
Yeah, they got some grinders on their team.
Who's the AR again? And Nasty? Or no, Lucky, bro. Lucky's been fucking shitting.
Get that time.
He's actually been shitting.
Right.
Oh, Dashy's tripping Ernie.
Yeah, they might get 100-point club.
Bro, Bruce is zapping.
I did help you.
Oh, that's
Great start.
yeah, that's actually it's all good. I think we have
I gotta reset my.
yeah, you're good. We have all coming up there, host.
Yeah.
Good.
Anybody? Anybody? Got him. Nice fucking shot.
See nothing low right.
Edifying love. Nothing to.
Bomb dead.
Damn! Did I see that right? Did he know he was there? Did he know he was there, chat? Brandon's gonna go for a trick shot. I'm not even trolling.
He's just stuck there. He's just stuck. He can't do anything.
It's 1 HP.
What did I say, chat? Call you, man.
Locking out.
That's fine. That's good time. That's good time.
I hit a trick shot. Not even trolling.
Yeah, well, two mid. I got us pitching.
No, I'm going for it.
I got some mid. What is he not out of it, bro?
Yo, big door. I'm not even trolling.
Oh my god!
Bo, weak.
One shot top mid.
I'm staying alive in the back.
Yes,
here.
I've said.
Wasn't it something else on the outer
Oh,
steps?
super weak.
I need him.
Dead.
Nice.
Outer steps, Nasty. Dead.
Staying alive in the back.
Mid.
At 3.
Nice, they're all spawning out. They should be all spawning out.
Let me meet you on the brother.
He's in the house.
He's not P1. Yeah, he's in the house.
Spawned in new.
Yeah.
So Dashy absolutely cooking so far here on Black Ops 6, but the other player who's arguably been as good as, if not better or whatever, has been Shotzzy, right? I mean, a couple of those guys on the OpTic team have been absolutely frying, and fair play to the whole of Team Shotzzy, because you always got to keep an eye on Shotzzy's team, and of course I rate Beans pretty highly, you guys know that. Kremp, obviously I'm not so sure on, and Lucky, the same story applies there, although typically it's been very good online. But yeah, Beans, Shotzzy, Kremp and Lucky, they come into the grand finals, and sure, the search was very close, but the other maps, I mean, the Hardpoint and Search and Destroys, they're playing pretty comfortable in the ends for Shotzzy's team, and Shotzzy was just straight up trick-shotting these guys in the grand finals. So, like, if you thought Dashy was looking good at this game, which he is, Shotzzy might be looking even better right now, and I think it's a pretty scary sign, to be fair, for the opposition, right? I mean, definitely watching the POV so far this title, Dashy, Shotzzy, Simp, obviously, and then, you know, Scrappy, HyDra, among some others, have been considered to be some of the top dogs, and obviously it's your usual suspects. But yeah, so far in this game, maybe two of the best, most promising players, most exciting players to watch anyway, are on the OpTic team, and Kenny's been looking very good as well, and we know that Pred will be, you know, we know what Pred's gonna do when the season officially gets underway. But Shotzzy, Kremp, Lucky and Beans, they're your $50,000 flag Black Ops 6 champions. So shout out to Zuma and everyone involved in actually putting this on and making this work, because as he says, thanks to all the supporters, players, and of course Call of Duty itself for making this possible. So great work from everyone, and congrats of course to the champions, and it's Shotzzy's team that gets the W. So very much interested to your thoughts in the comments below. If you're looking for something else to watch, we uploaded this yesterday. So a few days ago, myself and Ace, we decided, alright, we've got to settle the beef, we'll get on Black Ops 6, pretty much one of our first times actually playing it properly anyway, and have a 1 versus 1. So we played a 5-map 1v1. To be fair, I was over in the UK at the time, Ace was over in LA, so the ping wasn't great, but we made it work on each host, we switched it around, and it was actually a very competitive match. If you guys want to watch some Rab POV action, is that a bit weird, but you know what I'm saying, then feel free to head over to the Breaker on YouTube and find it over there. So very much enjoyed your thoughts in the comments, hit the like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, take care, and I'll see you next time.